Hello all, hope you is goo. Welcome back to Europa Universalis 4 with Switzerland. So, my mercs are continuing their rampage. The next plan is to go through Mantua and Venice. Are we giving Mantua to Milan? Then once the truce, I'm basically going to ask for very little from Venice. I intentionally want a truce. That will kick them out of my coalition, and I can attack them on cooldown. Once the truce has been reset, I can then go for the reconquest of the Po Valley provinces for Milan. And yeah, you can see where that's going. I'd then integrate Milan, basically. Easy peasy stuff. I'm a little confused as to what France are doing. I suppose that there's other people to attack. Oh, and I could have made silly removed their alliance with Mantua. I didn't really think about it. I also didn't think I needed to consider it, if I'm honest. I thought, yeah, it's fine. It was not fine. But Milan are doing a good job here. I could also, even though they're not co-belligerate, I could just get Venice to give Milan back the provinces anyway, and then I could integrate Milan. Maybe. We'll see. Let's put all the diplomats back into their positions. You can see that my relations with Milan are actually increasing quite nicely. Yearly change of opinion positive 2.4. But really, it's shaving off stuff that I don't have the opportunity to decrease otherwise, i.e. the forced vassalization and the declared war. But it's also shaving off the stuff that I can improve, like the improved relations. So overall, it's a really good positive. So I'm content with that. If I didn't explain that properly, I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope you know what I meant. Because I probably missed something in that explanation. Hey France, you got the money to pay off my debt, please? France do not have 93 ducats, so therefore they can't pay off all my foreign debt of 400 ducats or whatever it is. They don't need to pay it off. Like, I can pay it off, I just want to see if they can pay it off. You know? It's a difference in the semantics there. Also note that all my mercs have some really good spare manpower. The Swiss Home Guard have still got 61k. There or thereabouts. Of course, as I'm expanding, all my army sizes are getting bigger. Well, not all of them. But independent army's pretty good. Free company's getting there. The free Swiss Guard is still kind of pants. Maybe I need to just increase the amount of provinces that have Swiss culture to help with that. That would be a shame. If I had to do that. If only that was, I don't know, a goal I could have thought about for myself from the get-go. Oh wait, I do still want it. There goes France's golden era. Thank you for the reminder. Just before we go into the Age of Reformation, I think is when I'll take mine. I could use it to help with deving for colonialism. What province do I want to use for colonialism though? Not gonna lie, I kind of like the idea of using Giraffarig. Honestly. Geneva's also pretty good. I think it might be Geneva actually. Yeah. I think that'd be rather conventional. Low hanging fruit, me. Low hanging fruit. But you know what? It's still funny. Right, so Mantua already in low enthusiasm. And again, even if I don't peace out Venice independently here, I can just wait for the truce reset, because they'll be out of the coalition. But I might be able to just swing getting Bergamo and Brescia to then integrate Milan. I can see that happening. really it's just I want to fight Austria, damn it. Also, Austria destroying Poland. Wow. Thought things might be a little closer than that, but no. Austria went up to Tech 8. I suppose that's also a burden. Reign will no longer transfer trade power to Switzerland. I don't think I mind. I'll pass occupation of Bergamo over to Milan. I'm surprised Venice weren't Tech 8 when I declared this war. I thought they would have kept up as well with me and France. The Franco-Ottoman alliance. They went with a powerful Christian ally might be useful indeed. France take... There we go. They've got historical friends. So really what they're saying is for me to also ally the Ottomans. So we've got the triumvirate, except it's in nation form rather than in person form. I mean, I'm not that far away from Rome. I suppose it could make sense to form the triumvirate. So yeah, this would go to Milan. And then, next tech is military tactics. Okay. Bear in mind that, of course, while my mercs are strong now, when we get to later in the game, they will have a slight fall off. But I would like to try keeping up the strength of the mercs, but we'll see. So declare war on Austria would be 280, 300k units. Oof, still pretty big. What would taking Mantua do? Wouldn't really increase my coalition that badly. I mean, they're just adding in themselves, so it is what it is. Problem is, when I take Brescia and Bergamo from Venice, the only other province they could really pass me... Oh, come on, not this again. I literally had this like a decade ago or two. Is Verona. Because all the rest of this is coastal. Can't be taking that. Can't be taking these. I can take Zagreb later. But that's later, you know, not now. If it was my first idea group, espionage could have been a shout here. But it's not, so I'm not going to be considering it. Constance will give 10% for, you know, war reps, money. Is that it? Let's take a slightly better looking peace deal than that, I think, then. Constance, money or more reps as per your request. Then I add trade power. I'm not going to pillage capital because I can't. I mean, I could do it for maliciousness, but let's do this. Gets a bit more prestige out there. And extends my truce a little more. Meaning I can keep them in the back burner for a bit longer. At some point I might just have them in a war and, you know, annex the province. But for now, we're not quite at that stage, so... Not quite at the need to necessitate that, I mean. However you want to see it. So, we've got 85 reform progress. I'd quite like for that to be stepped up, please. Come on, everyone. Get on it. Venice are also black flagged. No problems here. Then what's this about? So, Milan. Cede Milan to Switzerland. Switzerland lose their claim on Milan. Absolutely. Better than me losing prestige for no reason. So just revoke my claim. Because quite frankly, it's my province once we're done. Remember that Milan currently have a foe 25 modifier for inner war together. That will get removed once we're no longer at war together. You can't annex people when you're at war. I think you used to be able to, and then they removed it some time ago. Where some time ago can be anything from like a couple years to like half a decade ago. You decide. Right, that goes to Milan. Imagine if I accidentally gave that to France. That would have been annoying. So who else is in this war? Cyprus and the Knights. So I do have to ask France, why are you war? Oh, for the Venetian Balkans. Maybe you could get Corfu. I've answered my own question before I've asked it. Fair enough. Venice has 34k men. I don't know where they've gone, but luckily France are here for the defence. And oh, there's your Venetians. So I'll keep everyone together here, just to keep things above board. And then once Treviso is occupied, I'll pass it on to Milan. Mostly so I don't have to pay the maintenance while we're at war. Let them shoulder the costs. France don't have 100 ducats. Okay. I'm only keeping on track on my eye on it for them paying off my peace deal. And for nothing else. Not my peace deal, obviously my loans. Sorry. But again, if they don't pay them off, it's really not an issue. I just want them to. Doesn't mean they will. I think I said this was the ruler I keep, right? I mean, it's not a negative thing, and they're kind of young. They're kind of young for a leader of a republic, anyway. They're usually a bit older than that. Unfortunately, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus is on a coast, so I wouldn't be able to take the great project to make my rulers younger. To make my longers be able to live for longer, sorry. Not to make them younger. We're not doing a Benjamin Button over here. So, they're in the mountains. I do get adaptive combat terrain, and I could be backed up by France. I'm going to go sit in Alans. If France come to back me up, we'll go for it. They may well do. Cardinals spread institutions. Ooh, that's going to be super handy on colonialism, isn't it? I think I've got a couple cardinals. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a lot of cardinals, actually. That's going to be really handy. Now that you mention it. And there's probably not going to be Protestantism until post-colonialism has spawned. So I can use the cardinal spread institutions to get colonialism without having to dev. I could still put some dev into the system for fun. But then otherwise, yeah. We're being chilling, as they say. Fellas will keep going to and from Chur. I'm not too fussed here. Also note, I've been building a couple town halls. Courthouses, sorry. So my gov cap is still fairly well fairly well under. Which is nice. And everything is still statified with the exception of the lands I took from the Pope. But that will have to wait until I have it cored, won't it? So, Venice. Let's assume you'll just give me back Bergamo and Brescia. It's not too much aggressive expansion. And it's not too much war score either. That should be counterable war score by this here. Thanks then taking extra land. Venice is worth slightly less of a contribution. Slightly. Oh, France going for a pincer manoeuvre. I won't be able to get involved with that. They're already running. Unfortunately. And yes, Bohemia is now also a junior partner of Austria. Frustrating. I am not doing this to stop it. I'm not doing this to shoot in restraint of appeals. Not this time. No thanks. France will manage to catch them. I'm nowhere near. I wouldn't have been able to have got near because they would have just kept backing off. So I'm glad to see France conduct the pincer manoeuvre. Do you have at least 100 ducats? You do not have at least 100 ducats. You can't pay off any of my loans. And now I have the states. They desire the provinces -1. Okay. That's pretty good. That's kind of low. I'm also going to put the other diplomat on neighbouring countries. That makes sense while we're doing stuff. Just noticed it wasn't being used, so may as well put a use in. Okay, Manchuria is asking for unconditional surrender. Bit of a pain, all things considering. I'm going to see if I can hold out to get more war score versus Venice. How many troops do they have? 2k. Okay, I can now start to branch out a bit here. Oh, I can just go through here now. So, let's go a couple of them onto Zagreb and one onto Spalato. I need to kind of do this in double time. Regrettably. But it should be fine. Yeah, I wanna... Even though we got unconditional, we're about to get call for pizza, I kind of want this to be working. France will go around stack wipe and do all the little sieges. I should be able to get Zagreb and Spalato. Ooh, I really have to go around the houses for Spalato here. But yeah, maybe I shouldn't have occupied Mantua so quickly. I did give the consideration that I could do Venice in another war, and then decided late that I wanted to put them in this war. But that's okay. I can just use some bird mana and bring down my war exhaustion. Wait, why do I need to bring down my war exhaustion? I'm not the one taking the provinces. I can just piece them out and then just spend drilling and chill, waiting for other people's stuff to go off. And yeah, I think we'll be fine. Okay, let's grab the Republican tradition there. Yeah, so France can get this under wraps. I'll complete the 2 sieges, or at least Zagreb. Venice are up to 27. 55 plays 157. Demands exceed war score. Really just demands exceed war score. If it wasn't for that, we actually have it. Could I do it in the main peace deal though as well? If I went like this. Oh. Hold on. So that's 37. So that'd be worth 19, right? I think that's about what it said for this. Yeah, okay. So I could do it all under Mantua and just do the piece together. Okay, even easier. Thank you. Your sacrifice is greatly appreciated. But at the same token, I could get extra money from doing Venice independently. Quite a lot of it, actually. Nah, let's just, I can get money from them later. Maybe just make a claim on Verona and just take them out. Let's do this. Bop. Thank you. That saves war exhaustion for both me and Venice. Then we just go back to my land and maybe drill or something. The Pope no longer considered Switzerland a rival. Probably because I'm pretty big. Probably because I'm pretty freaking huge when you actually think about it. I can improve relations with Milan by 30 right now. You know what, let's start getting it ready. Let's prop it up a bit more. Yeah, they're super loyal because I gave them back their provinces. Let's ignore the fact that I had already also taken land from them. Yeah, this is good. As mentioned, there shouldn't really be anyone else extra in the coalition. So that's okay. Provencal separatists and Falcalquier. We'll deal with separatists when the need arises. For now, let's go sit and say Cuneo. The province has had their separatists rise up, and that puts it relatively close. So yeah, now I think the plan will be... wait. I mean, it's not my most refined plan, but yeah, that's the plan. Wait. I'm trying to make a claim on Verona once I've annexed Milan. Oh, hold on. How long would it actually take to... No, I'm not rivaling France. Don't be silly. They're also way stronger than me, apparently. Yeah, that'd take a while. I could probably just get Milan themselves to make that claim. Here you go. Don't make me rival my ally. I mean, eventually I'll be wanting to attack France, but they're still kind of under my thumb. They're my little you know, attack dog. Trade favors from ducats. Yes. And again, when I annex Milan, they have the remainder of the Lombardy state, and they have the entire Po Valley state. Parma is part of the Romagna state, which I'll only have 3 provinces of out of 5, but 3 out of 5 ain't bad. And then I can then take Firenze. So I need Modena from Ferrara, then I fight Siena for these 2, and I fight the Pope for Arezzo, Perugia, and Spoleto, and then we're done in Italy, with the exception of Verona. And then we just move into everywhere else. Nice and precise. Surprised that Austria haven't inherited Burgundy yet. Clearly they didn't get the Kiss the Horse event. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just where it says I could kiss that horse and then you just immediately inherit Burgundy. Can't remember what causes the event or whatever, but I know it's there. It's out there and it's got its beady eyes on Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Bourgogne. Sorry, not Charles de Gaulle. So I was right the first time and that also counts. Vord, 8 base tax. Yeah, absolutely. Let's put the development edict back on. I'm being a little bit of a min-max tryharder. Don't think about it too hard. Nice. And then we'll just seize land. My crown land is now encroaching 40%. I need 50 for the bonuses such as reform progress. And max absolutism. Not as bothered about the absolutism as you could probably tell. Especially not yet. So, Milan. I have 36 relations to overcome. 12 right now. So that put me up to 166. Then I'm removing aggressive expansion, forced vassalization, and extra war. Yearly change is 7. Let's do it the simple way. 166. 173. I need like 4 years. And that's like the outlying exception. I could always just throw money at the problem. Economy. Let's at least entertain the thought, shall we? Send a gift. Milan would take 50 ducats for 16 opinion. I'm actually going to do it to speed up the processes. What's the word I'm looking for? Is expedite the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it expedites the process a little bit. So I'm happy to do it. And this is all going to be some great land to have under the belt. Rich Italian lands. All for me. Austria will rue the day they got like 7 PUs this campaign. Disgusting. Really, the curveball one was Ferrara. Everything else is somewhat coordinated. The Ferrara was the one that sticks out in my head. So Venice are out of the coalition. I could improve relations with Siena. Actually, I'm going to remove relations with Trent real quick. Let's put them into Siena. See if I can't knock them out of the coalition. They're only allied to Austria, but the more people I can knock out, the better, I suppose. Bavaria could also do with an relation improvement. And as for Milan, I need to put on the integration policy. They're super loyal, so they won't receive any problems. I won't get the diplomatic reputation malice when we finish, and it's 5% better, quicker. So I'll wait for 50 Pope points. I get 3.5 a year, so that tells me 4 years. Then I can start to integrate Milan. Well, I can start to integrate Milan already and then just take the button when necessary. Or when possible. That'll be about right, if you ask me. Yeah, that's a plan. I'm not saying it's a great plan, I'm just saying it's a plan. Also, the Pope shouldn't join my coalition by the time that our peace is over. So that's kind of nice. Right, so I've got a large city, I've embraced the Renaissance, and I've humiliated, so I can start a golden era at like 1508 or something. Or, you know, I might have to wait a while if the Protestant Reformation takes its time. Oh, look at that. Oh no, I was looking at my papal points earlier. They're only at 75% reform desire. Oops. I've been looking at the wrong set of numbers. I suppose it doesn't matter too much. So next year, I can start to integrate Milan. I'm happy to start the process sooner. And then the papal annexation modifier can kick in halfway through. Not the biggest problem in the world. Having the land sooner rather than later is very valuable for me. My biggest gripe is that France allied the Ottomans. That's my biggest French gripe anyway. That means that when I want to fight France, I don't just fight France, I fight Turkey too. Yeah. Bit annoying. Oh well, we'll make it happen. If this were a Switzerlake run, I'd be halfway. Oh no, Switzerlake is Switzerlake 50 provinces? Or is it like, isn't it like a really random number like 99? Let me check right now. It doesn't matter too much at the end of the day, but I'm just curious for myself. Switzerlake is 99 provinces. So I'm actually only a quarter of the way to it. Realistically speaking. But I will need to wait until I can really screw over Austria to get out and in. Out and in? You know, just out of the empire and into the other lands to get round. I guess I could make France break their alliance with the Ottomans if I happen to want to break that up. If I get the opportunity to. Which I may not. Bear in mind that if they just, you know, whoop, revoke their alliance, we're done. Let's take the advisor costs, and then we'll end this episode here because I've just looked at the episode timer. So, for now, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.